Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Sister Wives, Season 19, Episodes 15 and 16.
Listen, subscribe, like, share, comment, all the above. You ready to really give us a summary of these two episodes, Blair?
I am.
Let's go through it, please.
So first scene we see, Meri has a couple of her friends over the house. She gifted her mom a gift with basically her children, their spouse, and the miles away that they lived from the bed and breakfast.
Yeah.
And so she breaks the sign. She's done with that part of her life. But Meri is having a housewarming party.
Dramatics.
Yes. Robyn and her daughters go to a meeting to visit one of the churches. Like they said, they're going church shopping. They actually meet a co-pastor and another person who works the church. And Robyn and the daughters, Aurora and Brianna, explain how they were part of a plural family and how they moved. They lost their church community because the churches they were around weren't fundamentalist Mormon churches, and where they were trying to prosecute polygamous families.
Wow.
So the pastor says that we have people of all backgrounds at this church. And Robyn asks, so are you guys non-denominational? He says he likes to call them interdenominational because they're very inclusive.
Okay.
So they're accepting of everyone with their different backgrounds.
What are your thoughts just on that alone?
My thoughts about that, I'm glad that Aurora and Brianna are getting to shop for their own churches. I still wish Robyn wasn't there, though.
Really?
I do. I think that it was a good scene because Robyn did kind of lay out the history of the family, and they're even asking Robyn, where are you at with it? Because Robyn is talking about how, my husband, he's monogamous, and, talking about that, but not really saying she's monogamous.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I think we're getting a little bit too deep in the weeds with Robyn when the girls really just need to figure out a church home and see where they're most comfortable without. And I think that Robyn does a good job of not putting her own opinions and pressures on the girls.
Yeah.
But I think it would be best if her presence wasn't there. I want the girls to be able to experience it without the thought of what is mom's face like? What's her reaction? I really wanted them to have this moment for themselves.
There are two types of communication. There is verbal communication, and there is what, Blair?
Nonverbal.
Nonverbal communication, meaning that there's no such thing as, I'm just going to be there and not say nothing. Because there's such thing as saying something with your presence and nonverbal communication. I can look at this two ways, and I wonder if y'all feel this way, if you feel this way, Blair. I can look at it as commendable that you're doing this with your daughters, right? They are grown enough to look for their own churches and basically find religion for themselves. But I like the fact that we can look at it as you are taking it step by step, that you are going through this journey with them so that they can not deceived, but basically they have someone there to basically help them, right? Or you could choose to look at it this way. Robyn's life, when it comes to a plural family, is in shambles. Yeah. She is a monogamous woman, not by choice.
Exactly.
By circumstance, right? And she said it throughout the season that she's losing respect for Kody. And that it's hard for her to see him as a great father or to respect him as a husband when he's not even trying to make that effort with his kids, right? Exactly. I see it as also that this is her way of trying to hold on tight and to her kids so she don't really have to mend or attend to Kody. And I mean it in this way. If the children go out on their own and start getting their own church, and the church got their own events, and just basically being out in the real world doing things on their own.
And they form their own communities.
Their own
circles.
community, right? I can't lean on you in this circumstance that Kody got us in.
Right.
Do you get what I'm saying? Eventually, you could be out the house. I'm stuck to talk to Kody. Cody's angry all the time. And I think there is something to her using her kids. And I'm not saying this as a woe is Robyn, how dare you? But I think because of the circumstance that she finds herself in, that she is basically leaning on her kids as comfort more than hey, I really want y'all to find the right church, right? That's how I look at it. Both don't have to be wrong, but I just think it's the reality of her situation.
Even the thought of when they were talking about how the girls are like, I do want to start dating, and I would like to date someone who shares the same faith as me. And Robyn was like, well, we can talk about friends. I'm like, these girls are 18 and 19 years old. And like they need to be dating and learning what that is like and how to do it safely and respectfully, you know, however you guys do it within your belief system. Yeah. But I think that even that was a little bit of a controlling aspect of these are adults and allow them to explore, of course, with your guidance as they are requesting it, but your presence shouldn't be to the point where they're just like, oh, well, mom says like I shouldn't be looking for a boyfriend right now, so I won't. So when
you feel like control has been taken away from you, especially in this plural marriage situation she's in, she's looking to control. Yeah. So that's what I think it is. I think it's a little bit of cause and effect.
Yeah. So back at the bed and breakfast, Meri's talking to her friends about how the divorce, like if you think about it, kind of was a long process because they had the legal divorce. Kody stopped coming around for 6 months after that. And she's wondering if maybe that was his plan all along of having the legal divorce kind of be like a snowball into them actually not being together. Okay. Well, her friends that did cross their mind when Meri said that she was going to go forward with the divorce. Okay. She still had the spiritual marriage, but the legal divorce made her feel like there was an actual divorce happening. With Janelle and Christine, they were never legally married. So Meri felt like they didn't understand where she was coming from when she was kind of like grieving the marriage. Okay. Kody says that Meri brought up the idea to Robyn so that way he could adopt Robyn's kids. He says that, look, me and Meri, we got the divorce. We ended up sleeping together. Meri gave Robyn a special ring. Like, it wasn't even as big of a thing as Meri's making it seem. The catfish situation happened 8 months after the legal divorce. Number one, Meri is annoyed that Kody would even bring up that they were intimate after or around the time of the legal divorce because she's like, that has nothing to do with how I felt about the situation at hand. Janelle was shocked about the legal divorce, and Christine says that Robyn planted the idea in Meri's head for the divorce and for an adoption of the new wives' kids to the husbands. Yeah. Robyn is like, I never planted anything in anybody's head. I've never even heard of somebody being divorced in that way and marrying the second, third, fourth wife. She was like, honestly, I was happy with not having a legal marriage because I had got a legal divorce, and I was fine with not having to go through all that paperwork. I was fine with having just the spiritual marriage. Kody says that Meri started hiding her body when he would come into the room, and Meri's just like, I wasn't feeling comfortable around him after the divorce. So I
just want to address the Robyn part of it at the end of it. Yeah. Don't tell me that you did not push for it and that actually I wanted a spiritual marriage. You didn't stop it. Yeah. You didn't stop it. Now, listen here. Christine said that Robyn planted the idea. Do you believe Robyn planted the idea and maybe manipulated her way into adopting Robyn's kids?
At this point, it really is he say, she say.
Yeah, I'm in the middle.
She could have thrown the idea out there, but if Meri wanted to take it and run with it, that was her thing. I also feel like Meri, at the time, I really do feel like Meri was super supportive about Robyn joining the family because I think she wanted Janelle and Christine to feel what she was feeling.
And guess what?
I think Robyn was a get back for her of basically like, oh, she's the new wife, so Christine, things are going to change for you. Yeah. So I think it was a lot of things going on at once.
So by hook or by crook, whatever I got to do to get you into this family, if that means divorce my husband, right? Here's the thing. The reason why I'm 50-50 with the whole Robyn thing is because if you really did not want a legal divorce, if you really did not want a legal marriage or even a legal adoption at that, because of what you went through in your divorce, you would not be legally married.
But the thing is, I think it's one of two things, because Robyn wanted to be with Kody. Okay. And if we think about the structure of their belief system, they pretty much have to listen and follow behind their husband.
So basically, if Kody says it, it has to happen.
If Kody says this is what we're doing, Robyn was going to do it. I do think that Robyn, she does speak up a lot when she wants to. So I think that's where the lines can get blurry, because she does speak up and Kody does listen. But I think that Robyn's set point is that I want my husband to lead. I want to be able to follow because that is what they believe.
It's kind of hard to see now because I feel like Robyn got more of a voice now than like she did back then. So it's kind of like I'm mixing the old Robyn with the new Robyn now. And I'm like, when y'all was dating, y'all just happy go lucky, whatever it is. Cody, you're right. I do whatever. It's like, so that's why I'm like, Robyn now, I hear more of her voice now than I ever did before in the earlier seasons when they first was introduced into the family. But let's keep going.
So Robyn, when talking to the church members, basically says that polygamy was such a big piece of who she was. Now she's pretty much having an identity crisis. She would do polygamous marriage again only if she knew it would be a positive experience and if they were active in their church. She feels like you can't have a successful polygamous family and marriage if you aren't involved in the church. So
hey, I don't know if it's that simple, but I don't know how you can guess the success of a polygamous marriage and things like that because you have Meri who say, hey, Robyn says in the beginning, which I really can't really take her word on it. Robyn said when she first joined the family, everybody was happy, everybody got along and things like that. Meri said we never got along.
Yeah.
And I'm like, based on what we've seen throughout all of the seasons of Sister Wives, I lean more on Meri's side.
Yeah. There's always been
it's always been some
turmoil,
some contentious type of feeling amongst the wives and things like that. So that's why I'm like, I lean more on Meri when it comes to Robyn. So Robyn, you will never know if it's going to be a successful polygamous marriage.
Yeah. And just kind of moving past that, Christine finds her wedding dress.
Yeah.
Meri has her party, housewarming party. And she actually had a good amount of like friends and family come to visit. And I was just happy to see Meri in that light because for so long to me, she was just like the lonely woman up on a hill by herself. And it's just nice to see her celebrating these moments and having people who really enjoy being around her because watching Cody just kind of like come down hard on her all this time and just make it seem like she's just the worst person to be around, and Robyn low-key manipulating the situation of just hold out, and I'm just like, can Meri be around people who actually want to be around her? Like,
now hold on, now wait a minute. Robyn and Meri are friends. Robyn was at the housewarming place.
She was not.
Oh, let's keep going.
So Robyn, Brianna, and Aurora, they are going to a church service with her, so they think they're going to join.
Okay.
Cody knows that he needs to be hands off and support them with what they're doing. Robyn's expectations might have been a little bit too high for the family. She is having a hard time letting go of what could have been.
Robyn, I'm tired of you not being able to let go what could have been, because let go have nothing to do with it, if it's here or is it gone. It's gone. You know. So
Robyn and the girls get back from church. Aurora cried a lot. She thought so she was watching the worship praise and worship team setting up, and she started crying because she thought Brianna, her sister, would be like really good on the worship team, and she just felt like it was really nice to be around people who were supporting each other and just were outwardly happily praising God.
Yeah.
Cody says that in plural marriage, you lose, basically, you lose people to be closer to your kids. He lost, basically, time with the wives and his kids just because of how much your time has to be spread thin across everyone.
Okay.
He had a great experience in the LDS church and would have loved that for his children, but Robyn says we're going to try not to give our strong opinions though, and Cody says he's going to try to hold back, but he still has his opinions. Cody knows that he was wrong for pushing his opinions on his kids. That's something that he regrets. His perspective of fundamentalist Mormonism now versus how they were back then has changed, so now he kind of feels bad about what he instilled in his children as those values. He wanted to show the world that plural marriage was a success and make it public, and maybe it was meant to happen that way because it blew up badly, and maybe this is what fate, wanted for their family, of the fact that plural marriage just doesn't work.
It's not. Well, he is saying the right things, but it's the wrong intent, right? He's banking this on fate. Nobody else within the plural marriage who was with Cody blamed this on fate. They blame it on Cody.
Yes.
so it's like, unless your middle name is Fate or like you go by Fate, yes, then it was fate. listen, I can understand what Kody means when he says that he feels bad about pushing religion and things like that. But it's your children. You have the right to do whatever you want to do with your children, especially if you was heavy in that community. You would want your kids to be part of the community because you feel like it was a benefit to you.
And those were your values.
But you changed, right? So of course your beliefs change, and even what you do. Your practices changes, right? But to basically make it seem like, for one, I don't believe in polygamy, as you can see, my one and only wife, right? But to
Me neither.
Yeah, thank you, right? But to make it seem like the reason why the marriage didn't work because it was fate. All of them would not say fate, so that's why I'm like, Kody, even with you are being right, it's with the wrong intent and it lacks accountability, in my opinion.
Yeah. Moving on. Janelle's in town for Christine's wedding shower. They talk about how with the wedding between Kody and Christine, he didn't do anything to plan. This time around, David is very involved. And Kody said that he felt like his wedding with Christine just wasn't a very special occasion. He wasn't celebrating in his heart. He said he had a 1,000-yard stare. And, they did find their special place eventually.
I don't know if that's true. I don't know if he's doing some type of reverse engineering.
Yeah.
It just seemed like, were you happy with any of these women? You know what I'm saying?
But the funny thing is that, so Christine and Janelle, everyone at the wedding shower is playing a game. And it's basically, how well do you know Christine and David? And one of the questions asks, what is one thing that Christine loves about David? And Janelle tells Christine, I know one thing you love is that David lets you use the luggage rack. So I don't, you know what the luggage rack is?
No, I don't.
So when you go to a hotel, there's like this little table thing, right?
Okay, I thought it was just a little thing. I know what you're talking about now.
Yes. So Janelle and Christine bonded at one point over the fact that every time we go to the hotel, Kody would put his stuff on the luggage rack and my luggage just have to sit on the floor. However, with David, he would pick up Christine's bag, place it on the luggage rack, and let his stuff, his luggage be on the floor. And so they talked about just how big of a difference that was. And Kody's like, when you break up, it's all these petty things that come out that people want to complain about. It's a luggage rack.
I know. That's true. But I will say, Kody, why you got to use the luggage rack all the time? Now, I will say this. When me and Blair go out and we travel, things like that, both our stuff be on the floor.
Exactly.
So
I don't even look for a luggage rack.
I'm about to say, so I think the one time where we went out somewhere where we was there for an extended period of time, we may have hung up our clothes and things like that. But usually more times than not, I have no problem living out of my luggage because our stuff is folded nicely and things of that nature.
Yeah.
And we usually carry like a laundry bag with us, so when it's dirty, we put it in that bag. So that's why I'm like, it is the small things. Now, I will say this. As a man, it is common for most men to not be involved in every part of the wedding planning part. I, Christopher, was part of every part of the wedding ceremony. Not only because it's my wedding, but because I wanted to make sure we stayed on budget.
Yes.
Right. I want to make sure. No, we can't do that. No. Okay, we gotta do this. Okay. How much is this? Where are we now? Okay, I'll pay for this out of my pocket. Okay. So. Is it fun? No. Right. It don't get fun until it gets closer to the wedding, because you gotta understand something, and this is something that even Blair can attest to. We got married 4 months after I proposed to her. Yeah. Because I was like, what's the point of waiting? Let's do this.
We were already together for 7 years.
Yeah. So I was like, let's just do this. Because I feel like when I propose, I'm married. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? So we got married pretty quickly. And for 4 months straight, Blair would talk about this wedding almost every day. Almost 12 hours a day. Yes. Every day. Right? Yes. I can't understand how people stay engaged for 2 years, 1 year, 3. I understand how people stay engaged for a year, because usually you got to secure a venue a year ahead. I understand that logic, but I cannot imagine talking about an event for more than a year.
And I think that's just a difference in personalities. Yeah. I'm very much a planner and very meticulous, and I like to go over all the ideas, all the possibilities, narrowing it down together. And, with Chris, he's just pretty much like, okay, he told me, all right, we got to talk about it maybe once a week because this is a lot. Every day, all different times of the day, randomly just throwing out, do you like this? What about these flowers? What about this and that? It's just kind of like, okay. But the thing is, I feel like as a woman, or maybe just I'll speak for myself, it was exciting. And who else am I going to share my excitement with other than the person I'm getting married to? Of course, you have your friends and family. Friends and family, they are good, they are happy for you, but at the same time, no one is as happy for you as the person that you're going to be married to. So
if you do it right, hopefully you only have one wedding. Hopefully. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So moving on to episode 16.
Let's go to 16. We giving y'all a 2-for-1 today.
So Cody and Robyn go ATV riding. She falls off the ATV. She kind of flies off the ATV. Okay. David and Christine are about to get married. It's the weekend of the wedding, so they're getting everything prepared. Cody and Robyn are not invited, of course,
and they shouldn't be.
So Cody goes to check on Robyn. She's okay. She's able to stand up. She's talking about how she was trying to move out his way and she ended up driving over the rocks, and she was like, it's just going to be some bad whiplash. Okay. So he takes her up to see the sunset. He has been angry. She has been getting the brunt of it. But Robyn thinks that everyone has changed, not just Cody. There was less focus on the family and there was more focus on the kids that moved away. And I want to say this.
Help me.
Robyn, you were the last wife to join. You had the youngest children. Everybody's kids were growing up and moving away. That's why they were focused on the kids that were moving away, because the family was growing up. You were the last to get here. Yeah. We, for the most part, if I'm talking as part of the Brown family, we raised our kids.
Blair Brown.
Our kids is raised. Okay, we raised our kids, and yes, we're making sure that they're getting out into the world and having places to live, and we know when they can come back and visit for the holidays and getting things coordinated, because that's a stage of life that we're in. Just because you're not in that stage of life doesn't mean that we're less focused on the family.
She's self-centered, man.
So
like the world revolves around her, but I think Cody made it that way. He made her world that way, so she can't help but think that way sometimes.
And also, Cody don't care about nobody but the babies anyway. So once the kids are grown, he's just like, I ain't got to worry about it. So Cody wants the t-shirts back from the quilt. So Meri created this quilt of different t-shirts from her and Cody's relationship. So some jerseys that he had from when he played like basketball or whatever. They have t-shirts from when they went to The Price is Right, and just different t-shirts like from their honeymoon. So he says that he wants his shirts back. So Meri and her friend Jen are cutting up the pieces of fabric that Cody wants back from the quilt. So after they moved to Vegas, Cody said that you've been horrible to me for 20 years, so you need to wait at least that long of a time for me to fix my relationship with you.
Cody's a wild dude.
Eye for an eye, 2020, okay?
Cody's a wild dude.
Meri said that she was mean. He was going to give it back to her, so she kind of expected it. Okay. Meri did get the message but he was unhappy, but she was chalking it up to him trying to figure things out. She also knows that she wasn't the easiest to live with. Yeah. And Cody said, when I talked about giving her the 20 years back that she gave me as far as being difficult, he was not saying that out of anger. He was mad enough to tell the truth.
but listen here, but still not leveled enough to turn the other cheek
or to leave.
Exactly. Like it just
he said there were multiple moments that they should have been divorced, but he didn't believe in divorce at the time.
Oh boy, beliefs just changed, right?
Cody gave her a list of things for her to work on.
Okay. Cody gave her a list of things to work on, right?
These were the things that bothered him about her. Meri said that she did everything that was asked. He still wasn't interested, so then he just started ignoring her. Wow. Cody said, look, the relationship was hard from the beginning, from the middle to the end, but he's tired of talking bad about Meri. We broke up and we broke up on good terms.
But you're not tired of talking bad. I think that's what brings Cody joy a little bit.
I think it brought him joy to talk bad about Meri when they were married, but now that it's over, he's just kind of like, well, now I just got Robyn. So,
and here's the thing about it. I think Meri was wrong or bad in the marriage at certain points, but who is right all the time in the marriage, right? We haven't been married that long, and there's parts where I was bad, there's parts that she was bad, and I think Cody loved whenever it's like he can harp on the bad and just never forgive, and just as if like he gave her a list, as if he don't have a list of things that he need to work on, right? As if like his list doesn't involve him losing Christine, Janelle, Meri, potentially Robyn, and like he's a by the show, allegedly on the show. I'm not gonna say it because I don't know him personally, but by the show, he showed the characteristics of a father that's not involved in his children's life. So it's like whatever Meri was, I understand that it may have been bad, but Kody, let's not act like you ain't bad at all now. You get what I'm saying?
So Kody is talking to Robyn, saying, "Look, Janelle's not into me anymore. That's a dud."
Okay.
Robyn is asking if they could work it out. Kody says no. And Robyn thinks, you know what, I think that you guys could work it out. And Kody tells Robyn, stop pushing this. Robyn says maybe you guys could go to therapy. Y'all do have 6 kids together. Kody tells her the love and the trust is gone.
Yeah.
Robyn asked if he's bitter and just rewriting the past, because when she came into the marriage, it seemed like he was happy and he was in love with his wives.
I was in love with you.
He doesn't want to blame Robyn for him holding on to Meri, but she said that he couldn't leave Meri. Robyn just wanted them to work it out. So Kody isn't going to fix things with the marriage that won't work because Robyn wants him to, because, you know, he no longer believes in plural marriage. So as Kody has been saying over and over again, him and Janelle are done. Robyn would beg him to be with his wives. Like, you know, you and Christine are fighting. Just go sleep on her couch. You and Janelle aren't getting along. Just give her a call. And Robyn was always pushing for these relationships. And Janelle says, well, if she has that much control, that's great. You know, they can have that.
Yeah.
Meri knows that Robyn wanted their relationship to heal. Robyn intended to have a plural marriage, and that hasn't changed. She still wants that for herself.
She don't want Kody happy. She don't want the women happy. She wants her happiness. She wants her plural marriage. I think she wants plural marriage just so she can say that she's like in a plural marriage. And I don't even understand why she wants that. It's not like she practices in the church now.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's only for her satisfaction. Listen here. Me and Janelle are not getting back together. Stop telling me yes when I'm telling you no. Listen, I had dinner and lunch with Janelle in the same spot I had lunch with you.
Yeah.
And we talked. Janelle is over it. Okay. Yeah. So it's like, why?
And he asked Robyn, he does ask her, I need you to let it go. Just let it go.
Like, and my thing is, let all of it go. Because he's thinking like, well, not he, Robyn's thinking like, okay, maybe Janelle, like Meri is done. She's gone. Maybe Janelle is the only one that's left. And I'm like, I don't think Janelle, for one, I don't think Kody wants Janelle anymore just off the strength of you chose Christine. Let's start with that, right? Number 2, I know Janelle, as far as I know from what we've seen on the show, don't want Kody just off the fact that she don't trust him when it comes to the land, his movements, and when it comes to her kids, right? Especially with the tragedy that we gonna hear about next season with her children. So it's like, it's over. Like Sister Wives is over. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. And Kody tells Robyn that we just need to get a new dream. She had this dream of plural marriage. Time to let it go and find a new dream. And Robyn was just so connected to the idea of being in a plural marriage that it became her identity, and now she's having an identity crisis. And the only thing I can think about is that there are some women who get married and being a wife becomes their whole life, and everything revolves around their husband. So
that's a lot of people.
And when they lose that, it really does shake their world. So, and I'll be honest, like, I love my husband and I love being his wife, and it would definitely devastate me to lose, you know, our relationship. So I'm not trying to say that, women who prioritize their husbands in that way, there's something wrong with them. But I mean, you gotta find a way to pick yourself up and continue moving if you're given the blessing of life continuing on past that. There's life past all of the ups and downs of life, pretty much. Yeah. And for Robyn to just can't mentally get herself there, I think that maybe she needs a therapist. She's saying that Kody needs to go to therapy with all his wives.
I think she needs to
Robyn, you need to go to therapy to figure out how to not consider your marriage or the status of it as your identity, and just find an identity outside of that. So
yeah, and listen, I would be devastated too. I would listen to Glow tomorrow every day to get through my devastation. Okay, but at the end of the day, it's like, this is not, I wonder how long is she prolonging her healing because she just won't let it go. Yeah. The marriage has been over now. Yeah. Like, all of them been over. And now she just still stuck there where they have physically moved on. Like forget, like, moved on, like mentally.
Yeah, don't nobody live here.
They physically move. You gotta let it go.
Yeah. And that's all we got.
That's all we got? We went pretty fast. Listen here. Subscribe, like, share, comment. Y'all thought that we forgot about y'all Sister Wives. We just figured that, hey, if there's not enough information that happens in one episode, we're going to try to double it up. You get what I'm saying? So we can try to at least get 30 minutes out of us talking to y'all about Sister Wives. We appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, your comments. We will see y'all next time.
Bye.